Mr. Dispenser.
Valve. One of the most groundbreaking companies in the industry of video games. They created so many genre-defining games and successfully redefined gaming in so many ways. From the story-driven gameplay in Half-Life, to the physics engine in Half-Life 2, or even the recent Half-Life Alyx completely in VR. Valve surely innovates how gaming can be viewed. And on the other hand, there's Team Fortress 2, a game also created by Valve, where I played countless of hours in, where I collected hats like my life depended on it and killed more people than the Geneva Convention allows. A very old game with a still growing player base. At this point we all know the story. Bots and cheaters run havoc on Valve's official servers. The game is sometimes unplayable. Servers filled with bots or the occasional cheater ruins the flow of the game immensely. Sometimes people are getting falsely accused of cheating. You cannot play Sniper properly anymore. I can now talk about Valve not fixing the game, or how the community demands that the long-awaited heavy update finally drops, or maybe how the community has too high standards for future updates. But to be honest, I think we should talk about something different. Maybe something Valve can look at and say, this Austrian dude is kinda right. Only ban him 30 days. Hello everyone, Mr. Spencer here. I'm back from the Church of Gaben for my weekly prayer. Wait, where's my background? Way better. Today we talk about something I haven't seen ever spoken about on YouTube before. Maybe only partially talked about, but not the whole topic. So yeah, that's where I step in, because otherwise my channel would be dying.
Oh no.
Valve likes to innovate. As I said, they already did in other games. Also, to be exact, TF2 innovated first-person shooters too. I already showed you a few clips in the intro. Source Filmmaker Shorts, Man vs Machine, the free-to-play update and competitive are only a few examples for innovation. There's way more. The class system that TF2 introduced, or as a fellow TF2 content creator said, namely Funky, TF2 introduced a high-risk system of free updates supported by microtransactions. To be granted, not all innovations worked flawless. Competitive is still not 100% fixed, but to be honest, I kinda have the feeling that Valve doesn't want to do that anymore. Not because they hate TF2, because there's nothing to perfect in. In a time where esports grow bigger and bigger, there's simply too much competition on the market to be the best in. If we are completely honest, if you look at the Overwatch League, you can see what TF2 comp could have been like. But Blizzard did the job faster than Valve. And Valve looked at the other esport titles and said, maybe the resources in TF2 are not worth it. On this note, I have to set a disclaimer. Everything I say here is not supported by any evidence. So it's just my assumption, or maybe what I think Valve is thinking. I'm not a professional, I'm just a guy sitting behind a desk, speaking into his microphone. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt. Back to the video. To summarize the whole topic of TF2 competitive, there is just no room for new stuff. So Valve ultimately made a half attempt, just maybe to please the fans. But to every negative topic, we should also discuss a positive one. If we look at the Uber update, it introduced free-to-play to TF2. you see one positive example of an innovation. Today free-to-play is kinda turned into a slur in the TF2 community, even though it's like 80% of the player base. The only reason TF2 is still going is, believe me, that TF2 is free-to-play. If Valve wouldn't be that risky, TF2 would not be as popular as it is today. New players are the lifeline of the game. If no new players would have come, there wouldn't be any updates in 2021. There would be silence. Nothing new. Maybe 3 or 4 populated servers. Valve made a risky move. They ultimately succeeded and it gave them a lot of money. I mean, just look at CSGO. It turned free to play too, so there must be something good in the concept. Okay, I've talked a lot about innovation, trying new risky things, and ultimately succeeding or failing. Am I implying that TF2's glory days are over and no new creative things are coming? It kinda seems like it, but it doesn't mean that there isn't any potential in TF2 anymore. I wanted to lay focus on a question: what TF2 could innovate in the future so Valve could pick up interest in the game again? Of course, this question is pretty hard to answer. How do you invent something new? You need to have an idea of what direction you're heading, what the community likes, and something that has never been seen. Frankly, it's pretty hard. I struggled a lot with the idea how TF2 can be innovated in a genre. Honestly, maybe it cannot do it anymore. The code is very messy and the source engine is very old, but as I said earlier, it still has so much potential. So I still went to my metaphorically drawing board, because I don't have a drawing board, and I was thinking, how could TF2 innovate? One thing that just couldn't slip my mind after some time was the Steam Workshop. Every content creator always talks about the future of TF2, that it lies in the community. Maybe this idea isn't that wrong after all. I'm thinking about an idea, something the gaming community has never seen before, something that Valve could innovate. A game completely directed by the community. It could implement the Steam Workshop as it is today. You put on new maps, new cosmetics, new warpaints, etc, etc. And the TF2 community can vote on it. It would kinda be like a democracy for TF2. The big question is, how can a community direct a game? It will surely go out of hand because there are many minds in a community. There are many different ways to approach this idea of TF2's future. There are already community servers trying to put out new content. And the biggest question of all is money involved? These are all problems that needs to be solved by Valve itself. But on the other hand, maybe it would be like very special. Valve would just have to look over TF2 sometimes and maybe fact check if everything's really working. Just like they did in the Left 4 Dead 2 update. Just think about it. There's so much creativity in the TF2 community, and it would spark new creativity in the community. Maybe future Valve employees even. It would show off what TF2 is still capable of and would like get the pressure off of Valve. Let's make an example so I can showcase what I mean. Let's take maps. You have a new project, and when you upload it on the Steam Workshop, you have about a limited time span to get a specific amount of numbers of voters. Let's say 1,000 or 10,000. If you don't reach the amount, it will get deleted from the workshop. But if you reach the amount, it will be sent into a pool of all the projects that reached over, for example, 10k votes. And in this pool, there would be another vote for 2 or 3 maps that will be implemented in the next update. This would make map implementations something really driven by the community. What they like and what they don't like. Not another Woodville, for example. New Halloween bosses, new weapons, new maps, everything would be made by the community. I know it's hard to make this dream real, but if any company could make it, I think Valve is the one that could make it. I'm just throwing this idea into the ring. Please let's discuss this in the comments section. I want to hear your ideas, maybe even your opinion on the topic. What is something that you want to see implemented in TF2? What is something TF2 could innovate in 2021 to show the developers that TF2 is still worth it? A community-driven game? Truly innovative. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Innovating in a very old game is something very hard, but Valve always stated that they love to innovate stuff, so that's why I made a video about this. Please write a comment down what you think about it and we can discuss it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my Discord channel. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope I'll see you next time. Mr. Spencer out.